Thank you, Your Excellencies in Bulavinaka. Buenos dias a todos, and a very good morning to you all. Yandra, as we say back home in Fiji. Your Excellencies, I hope you find this side event to be a particularly inspiring one, because amidst negotiations centered on long-sighted goal setting, building the climate resilience of the urban poor is a way we can make an immediate impact in the countries we represent. The tangible outcomes of initiatives like this one can already be seen in climate-vulnerable communities around the world, like in the 16 settlements in Fiji that are currently developing resilient plans with UN Habitat, soon to break ground on life-changing climate adaptation projects. And while it takes an immense amount of work and investment to reach the 600 million climate-vulnerable people around the globe who live in informal settlements, we should be enthusiastic in our embrace of this challenge and excited by the prospect of rapid adaptation to uplift lives and protect our people the world over. My friends, from my experience on the ground in Fiji, I cannot overstate the need for this type of bold and meaningful action to protect our most vulnerable citizens. Too often, those living in informal settlements around the world are left doubly voiceless, deprived by both their lack of resources and their heightened susceptibility to the ravages of a changing climate. When I visit these communities in Fiji, those living there could ask me, as their Prime Minister, for anything in the world, but they don't ask for handouts. Time and again, at every community I visit, Fijians look me in the eyes and ask for one of two things: a seawall or a cyclone shelter. On the front lines of climate change, these Fijians see firsthand that adaptation is necessary, and it is necessary now. That plea for adaptation would be repeated hundreds of million times over to every leader in the world if they took the time to speak with the urban poor and to witness the urgency of action. Let the thought of that collective cry for help be the loudest voice in this room and the booming voice that drives us to act as we move forward. But to achieve the type of transformative adaptation necessary to protect the urban poor, our work must extend far beyond the typical infrastructure upgrading projects. That's why in Fiji we've created a national adaptation plan to map out the many far-reaching ways we can have the greatest impact. Guided by this plan, the National Adaptation Plan, and by working hand in hand with UN Habitat, Fiji is working to reshape the destiny of the urban poor. We've introduced initiatives aimed at formalizing 250 informal settlements throughout the country, and have worked to inspire confidence in those living there to invest their homes by providing free land surveying and financial incentives for new home ownership. With government-secured land tenure of 99 years, these settlers can start their lives with a renewed sense of certainty, with confidence and direction. But we also recognize that to truly bring them into the fold of our economic development, they need more than homes. They must have access to essential services like clean water, proper sanitation, better water management, and connectivity to infrastructure, electricity and markets and schools and playgrounds. And perhaps most importantly, they must be armed with the knowledge and given an active role in uplifting their communities. With a bottom-up approach that puts them directly at the center of the planning process, we've given invaluable on-the-ground perspective that is essential to long-lasting adaptation. And by empowering them with this voice, we are building the type of pride, of buy-in, and of ownership that cannot be replicated. Ladies and gentlemen, Your Excellencies, the current lack of climate resilience among our urban poor It's not a Fijian problem, or a Kenyan problem, or a Brazilian problem. It is a global problem, and it will take global solutions. As a global community, we have a commitment to leaving no citizen behind in our fight against climate change. And this will be the ultimate test of that commitment. Through partnerships like UN Habitat, we don't have to go with it alone. Because as I said during Fiji's COP23 presidency, we are all in the same canoe. Thank you. Gracias. And happy holidays from my family to yours.
Burada gelişmiş ve gelişmekte olan ülkelerimizin kent yoksulluğu